Hello, hello, hello. Guess what? All right, here's what God's gonna have us doing, y'all. Okay, since the Let Just Chat show is only on the YouTube channel, God said, I need you to still go live on Facebook too with some messages as well. And so I was like, well, okay, how are we gonna do that? And he was like, just do a regular live stream. What the heck? Why not? Right? All right, everybody listen, let's let those notifications go on out. But I thought, listen, some of y'all need these reminders right here because of the simple fact that, listen, we learn when God awakens us to Him from all that abuse. We learn where that power and authority is on the inside of us. All right, but real quick reminder for whoever needs that. Okay, think about what time of year it is. We are nearing the end of September in 2023. Put a timestamp on it. Remember, for those who don't know this, there are a couple of times a year that these narcissists get a bit more active. And right now, because that's right, we are approaching the fall. We are ending the summer and going, remember, God's seasons are not man's season. But the evildoers, they go by man's season, okay? So we got some snakes out here who are looking to line up what we call their winter snuggle bunny. And it does not matter what the temperature is outside. The enemy operates on man season. So do not, and I repeat, do not fall for the love bombs. Whatever you got to do, remind yourself. Because if they come into the comments or send you a private message and all they're doing is oohing and eyeing over your appearances, that's a red flag. Don't fall for it. Because that's what they're trying to do, is they're trying to line up winter snuggle bunny. There's your reminder. And then also remember, there's another time of year, right? Yes, when spring is, that's right, when the spring is nearing and to the end, right? And during the spring season, they come out again because they discarded their winter snuggle bunny. Right? And since they've done that, now they're looking for a summer fun snuggle bunny. I want y'all to keep that in mind. Write that down. Get it in there. Because that's how they operate. I mean, they're always looking for supply anywhere they can get it. But there's a couple times a year where you will see an increase. So for those of you who are seeing an increase in those kinds of comments and whatnot in your DM, creation, whatever, just know that that's what it is. And so while the notifications continue to go out, we are going to do our usual check and see what we got going on here. There we go. And so we learn. There we go. All right. And so we're just doing a regular live stream. We have not done one of these in quite a while. And so God said it's time because I got a message. But again, don't fall for the love bombs, y'all, because they're trying to line up winter snuggle bunnies right now in September of 2023, nearing the end. Okay, never forget that. That's what they do. Towards the end of the summer, that's right. That's because they got to keep getting these evildoers, the abusers, yeah, the narcissists. Come on now. That's how they operate. But our superpower. I have several videos on the YouTube channel all about this. And God wanted me to bring it into one live stream for y'all. Because this is your motivation. When God tells us that we got the power and authority on the inside of us to not let external things get in there. And I see the Wi-Fi. And it is a Friday evening. Out of my control. We are working on a solution. It's just we are not able to implement it yet. So I thank you all for your patience. And it's not that bad. It goes in and out. every once in a while, but it is Friday and it's after 5 o'clock. Remember, the matrix still operates. Okay? Yes. That low vibing 9 to 5 thingy. And listen, if you all have 9 to 5ers and you love your job, then that's part of your calling, okay? Don't let the enemy separate you from that. But there are those of us who that just doesn't, we can't operate like that. Okay, so it's not for everybody. Just know that it's okay. And so this is why we're keeping y'all in mind too when we get up here and go live. Plus, I know y'all can catch these on the replay too. You see, that's the thing. And I know that the enemy is doing all that he can to try and prevent consulting from height awareness to go forward, but he can't stop God. So we don't even, we just keep on keeping on and bringing y'all these messages because it's very important to understand that once we realize that we're the ones that got control of ourselves, we can only control ourselves, right? That's it. We can't control what they're going to do out there. We learn to observe so that we can, that's right, learn the pattern, because patterns tell a story. So we learn to observe the wickedness and not engage in it. Remember that, y'all. We had to go through that inner work. We have to, and recognize that moot in our own eye first before we can get up here and expose them, the behaviors. We don't have to name names. Like I say often, we do not have to name names. God knows who they are. Oh, yes, he does. And he takes care of them on our behalf. This is another reason why it gets so much easier going forward. Yeah, so much easier going forward when we realize that our superpower really lies within not allowing the enemy and his flying monkey narc to have access to us. This is why God invented the no contact rule. From such, turn away. 2 Timothy 3, right? Okay, from such, turn away. Yeah, because they have that form of godliness, but deny the power thereof. From such, turn away. That's no contact. Even if it's just limited no contact, meaning you just shut them off at the soul level, or cut them off at the soul level. Means the same thing. Right? Cut them off at the soul level. That way they don't have access to your empathy. They do not get access to your compassion. I know some people are going to be like, well, that's kind of harsh. I'm like, no, because God and Jesus were not pushovers. See, the world got people thinking that God and Jesus were pushovers, mushy-gushy. No. God says the righteous are bold as a lion. That is not mushy-gushy, and that is not a pushover. Jesus knew when to walk away from the crowd, too. And so, chosen ones, we got to do the same thing. Especially when we know what's going on inside that narcissistic matrix out there. And so we learn. Y'all see me do this? I got new hair growth going on back there that tickles, so forgive me. I will laugh. Anyhow, there's several things that we learn to not let the enemy do. And I've done a lot of YouTube videos. Okay, y'all? And so now, for those who don't know, God has me doing Project Thumbnail. So I appreciate y'all patience. I've been a little MIA on Facebook and other platforms for that reason. See, here's the other thing, y'all, is that when God tells us stop for a second, he has something he needs us to fine-tune and tweak. Then we have got to do it. Remember, we are in obedience to God. And so God put that on my spirit. He said, I need you to do a thumbnail and clean up and declutter on over 1,000 plus YouTube videos. He said, you got them situated. Now we've got to get better positioned, if you will. Remember, there's always room for improvements. Okay, because we learn new things. And so when I learned that, oh, okay, I need to shorten the video description a little bit and also to promote at the same time. So, because what is YouTube? It's just one big promotion platform, right? Well, God told me use it. And I know all social media platforms are for promoting. I get that. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Because we've got other things going on too. I'm the instructor at Academy, y'all. Got content that goes up there every week. So thank you again for your patience. If you see me go MIA, you're on Facebook every now and again, just know that's because God's got us doing something else for that season, however short or long it is. But we'll be back into the swing of things, especially when we get that project done. Listen. Yeah, that's gosh almighty. Yeah, it's good. I'm not complaining because I'm actually enjoying it because I'm learning additional things. And that is how to bring you all some more messages. Because again, as I'm going through the videos and doing that project thumbnail, I came across this. And God told me to get on a regular live stream and remind everybody of this. Because it's very important. We got the power and authority on the inside of us to not let the enemy have access to us. That's our superpower. Okay, so what is it that we learn to not let him do? We don't let the enemy confuse us. God is not the author of confusion. So we learn to not let. Yes, we've got the power and authority. That's right, on the inside. To not let the enemy confuse. Because they will deliberately try to do that. That last case study I just closed. Oh man. Yeah, and yeah, I was there as she's trying to confuse me. I'm like, okay. It's not gonna work because when we are reconnected in mind, body, and spirit, then we know that we'll have to let that because we see what they're trying to do. So if you come across word salad, don't let it confuse you. If you need clarity, don't hesitate to reach out because that's what we do at Consulting for Heightened Awareness. Okay? We help y'all simplify the complex. And so let's get this formality out of the way. Okay? Again, for those who don't know, I am Michelle Dickey, consultant, coach, trauma specialist, minister, and author. With the YouTube channel, Narcissism and Cognitive Dissonance, Facebook business page, Consulting for Heightened Awareness, and then also my Facebook profile, Michelle Dickey. And y'all will find me on several social platforms. We're on TikTok, Instagram, Quora, and then for locally, we're on Nextdoor. So you can easily, in the description below, even right now while we're streaming, you will see the links. Okay, you'll see the link to my social page. That's where you'll find the rest of all the places where we're located and to the courses, things like that. And also the links down below, you will find our Google review link. So if any of y'all have a few seconds to hop on over there and leave us a review, we highly appreciate it. Thank you. And thank you for choosing Consulting for Heightened Awareness. The other thing we don't let the enemy do is distract us. Oh, this is big. Once we get our instructions from God on what it is we're supposed to be doing for his glory, to serve the kingdom, that's the God spirit in y'all. That's what we got to focus on. Let me give y'all an example. As I'm working on Project Thumbnail, I'm going in and I'm doing a promo, okay? And then I got to take the promo pin comment. I take it and go over to the video and I've got to pin the comment. Well, I was veering off a little bit and I had to go and double check, make sure, wait a minute, did I just do that one or that one? And God said, stop and focus. Okay? Because that's right, I was getting a little bit distracted, but not by the enemy, okay? By my own thoughts. Okay, there's a difference, y'all. Okay, and then the other thing that we don't let him do, we don't let him lie to us anymore. Remember, the devil is a liar, and so are his blind monkey narcissists. Don't let him lie to you. You see through the lie. Absolutely. We don't have to call him out on it. We don't have to say nothing. We see it. Okay, because you can tell. You know the old saying that we can see the back of their teeth when they lie? Well, it's a similar concept, but we don't let them lie to us. In other words, we don't believe. We can tell when they're lying. And so we learn post-abuse that we ought to just, whatever it is they told us about their life or whatever, we learn to just let it go by the wayside. Because we're like, you know what? The only thing that they told us that was true is when they told on themselves through those false accusations. That's it. That's the only truth you'll ever get from them, is through a false accusation. So we don't let the enemy lie to us. Okay, so we've covered, we don't let him confuse us. We don't let him distract us. This is how we prevent him from getting access to us. This is our superpower. And then we don't let him interrupt us. I ain't talking about when the Wi-Fi gets a little unstable, okay? Nothing we can do about that at this time. But I'm talking about when you are focused on whatever it is the Heavenly Father has instructed you to do. Just like we don't let them distract, because those interruptions are also part of those distractions, but they're more intentional, if you will. Okay? And so they see that we're working on something, right? That we're really into it, and that, chosen ones are project completers. In other words, we don't just start something and not finish it. Think about that for a second. We don't like that. We've never been that way. We don't like to start something and not finish it. So whatever it is God has us working on, we want to get it completed. And so in order for us to do that, many of us have had them in toxic workplaces. Yeah, well, we're trying to focus on whatever the project is at hand. And then the busybody in arts want to come on up, try to interrupt, right? Okay, well, we learn to block that. And you are allowed to tell them no. You are allowed in some way that is, well, you overcome evil with good, so you'll find the polite way that works for you to tell them to go away. Really? You'll find a way that lets them know you want them to go away so you can stay focused. Don't let them interrupt you. And that we don't let him in to our subconscious anymore. I want y'all to understand that. Very, very important. Because when God awakened us to and from all that abuse, he awakened us. Yes. He awakened that subconscious so that we could become aware. Get that heightened awareness of when the enemy is trying to pull these stones to thwart us off of God's path. So we learn not to let him, because we have that power and authority. Like I said, that's the superpower that we have. If we don't allow him to have access to us through the human host that he got access to. Think about that for a second. Because it's like I've said before, it really is irony. But it's a classic example of James 1:8 in action, where a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So, the enemy doesn't exist. The devil and his demon spirit do not exist without a human host. So that means that the enemy, he hates humanity, but he's dependent on humanity for his own existence. Come on now. That's cognitive dissonance in action right there. But see, that was strategic by God, by the way. Glory be to God. So we don't let them have access to us through no contact. However it is, we have to do it. That's the other way. We don't allow them to have access. And also, we don't allow them to play head games anymore. Remember, the game of narcissism is full of deception, of course, but it's also all about head games. That's all the enemy got. It's head games. Once that sinks in, it gets easier to go, oh, that, okay, nothing new under the sun. And like I say often, somebody needs this reminder that the enemy is only going to use the tactics on us that used to work in the past. So if there is a tactic that he has not ever used on us, it's because it never worked on us in the first place. He's only going, stay with me, because he's only going to use what used to work that would get under our skin and get us to step out of character, because that is the goal. It's to get us to step out of character so that we fall from grace. And I'm watching the clock. Okay, so I want to get on here and deliver this message again in a regular live stream. So don't be surprised if we do this weekly. We're going to do it whenever God puts it on us to do it. And I understand right now there's some, the spirit of jealousy and the spirit of hate and the spirit of envy and things like that going on, trying to prevent trauma survivors from getting the help that they need. We know, we see what's going on. And so I'll bring it here. I took it to Instagram earlier today. I'm going to bring this here for you all to illustrate. I also did it in the YouTube Let's Just Chat show earlier today. And so now we need to know, so we have a better understanding, what does the wrath of God actually look like? Okay, the wrath of God is not anger. See, the world would have you think so, but think about it. God is not a demon spirit. Anger is a demon spirit. It's a negative emotion. That's not coming from God. God's wrath is very different. It doesn't have any anger to it. So when I put a short video out on TikTok, and it's very unusual to get over 200 views and have 0 likes, right? It is very unusual. And so I said, okay, this is what the wrath of God did. So I have 217 enemies. Nice. And I put it in the comments. That's what the wrath of God looked like. There was no anger, just an observation, letting them know that we see at 217 enemies. Okay, thank you. That's God revealing the enemy, because remember something. The evildoers out here think that we're in competition with them when we are not. It's us versus us. That's it. So they're going to be out there secretly hating. And because I did 2 plugins for peaceful marketing, like I do often, because we need to. For those who don't know, because the algorithms, picks words up as well. Maybe not always correctly. We see the closed caption when they're not always right. That's another story. But when we do these plugins, it's letting the algorithms know, okay. So for example, I was delivering that message about how, the enemy wants to turn as many people into narcissists as possible. You know how they always do that through the love bomb, devalue, discard, hoover, isolation, all that. So he wants to turn people into one of his flying monkeys. Well, chosen one, we learned that we've got the power and authority, again, to not let the enemy manipulate our brain chemistry like that. Right? There you go. Because we took the course, How the Trauma Bond is Formed, at CHA Academy, BTBW.com. See? So we no longer allow. And that means we don't get trauma bonded to them anymore. You see, we don't allow ourselves to get trauma bonded, because when you get trauma bonded, that gives them access. And so we don't allow them to. Part of our superpower. All right, everybody. So again, if you have any question, don't hesitate to reach out. I want to see what the time slot here is. Right? I want to say thank you to all y'all who understand that we got to promote. There is no way around it. And I know there are plenty of you small business owners who understand this, because I've seen your post. And you're absolutely right that we've got to do our promoting, because no one else can do it the way we can do it, the way that God has called us to do it. And so God's been working with me like he's been working with y'all. And so we got to do those plugins and things like that. And so if you have any question and you catch this on the replay, also don't hesitate to leave those in the comments below, and I'll get to them as soon as possible. So we don't want to leave y'all hanging. So when I covered what our superpower is, we stopped letting the enemy and his flying monkey narcs have access to us. We don't allow them into our lives where possible. Where we can go 100% no contact, that's what we do. Because there's no, we're not to walk in the counsel of the ungodly. And that means that, listen, we have to interact. Okay, fine. You go buy groceries, you notice the cashier happens to be a narc. All right, but we're not hanging around. Okay, we're not hanging out with them. Hanging out with them and doing things with them, that is walking in the counsel of the ungodly. And we're not to do that. And so when we get into God's reality and we are serious about obedience to God, well, then we better be. Because it becomes easier to see who's disobedient to God when we are obedient to God. Think about that. There's your food for thought. Okay, everyone? I am Michelle Dickey. Yes, consultant, coach, trauma specialist, minister, and author. You can always, the links in the video description below, to see where the other social platforms are that this ministry and work is located at. And then also the website link down below, the academy link down below. And again, for those who have a few seconds, if you would be kind to leave us a Google review, highly appreciate it. And if you also are needing some Google reviews, let me know. That's right. I will hop on over there and help you out. Iron sharpens iron in God's reality. Okay? So let me know. And then drop your Google review link in the comment below so I can get there. Okay? So I can go on over. All right? There you go. Sending love and light to all fellow warriors. Thank you for watching, listening, and for your support. Till next time, let's show some gratitude to the Heavenly Father, and you keep being you. In Jesus' name, amen.